meet each other. Then they look at each other. It's all good to now, right? They haven't touched. Then they want to touch. Then the touch turns into something else. And then finally, they fall in love. In love. Oh, if you only knew. Brothers and sisters, you don't know what love is. This is not love. This is lust, lust. The girl is thinking, oh, how romantic he is. He's like that movie I watched the other day, Twilight Saga. The boy, he thinks he's Rambo. Walking, tensing his muscles. She's thinking how romantic he is, walking me through the garden and the roses and the butterflies. He's got one thing on his mind. And he's thinking, I will tolerate all of this until I get to what I want. If he's a Muslim, you ask him about his sister, he will say, I'll kill any guy who looks at her. If you want to marry someone, then you go in the right way, inshallah. Go through her father first, before you go through the girl. Why? My sisters, I'm talking to you now. Sisters, you've never been a man before. You don't understand how men think. Let your father do the work, inshallah. And obviously the fathers, I encourage you to be a bit more courageous and find husbands for your daughters. Don't sit there and make it difficult. Open the doors for marriage, inshallah, and lower the dowry and go in accordance with the Quran and the Sunnah. So the brother comes to the father and the father likes him. Then you meet the daughter, and if you fall in love with her, alhamdulillah. But the other way, if you fall in love with each other, you come to ask for her hand in marriage, and then the father says, over my dead body. What are you going to do then? You've fallen for each other. What are you going to do? The boy is dreaming about her. She's dreaming about him. He's the love of her life. She's the love of his life. That's what the shaitan tells you. What are you going to do? They start to cry. They start to this. They want to commit suicide. So they elope. They run away together. So he goes and marries her for 2 months. That's what happens, my sisters. And that's one of the reasons why divorces happen. He doesn't want you anymore. There are brothers who get married and they want to marry a second wife. In culture, in Arab culture, for example, marrying a second wife, it's difficult. So what do? They go for converts to Islam. They marry them 2 months, 3 months down the track, and then they divorce them. This is haram. Haram to use and abuse.